So in this video, we'll do a little house cleaning. We'll create a header and then we'll also create a date picker. So if we go here to view and we go to body, we'll notice when we were making our charts, we didn't really give them a name. So if we highlight here, we can see how down below it highlights what chart they go to. So let's do the first one here and we'll just highlight this. And this will just kind of keep it so we know kind of what charts go to where. We'll rename that. And then we can go to this here, highlight that, and hit enter. And we can go to chart 2, can rename that, paste that in there. And chart 3, we can highlight that and copy that. And renew. Now, when we go in here, all our charts are nicely organized. So now let's go and add a header. And for our header, we're just going to have the same name as this Seattle Building Permits. This is just the name of our project. So if we go to header, and we can configure that. There's our title. We can have a title in there. Paste that. If we wanted a logo, we can add the image for a logo, but we're not going to do that. So we can leave that as that and then click done. And now we have our header. So the next thing we want to do in our header is we want to add a date picker. So we're going to go as date selector. And we want to be able to have the user pick a date for when a permit was issued. So we'll call this permit issue date. And we want to use the date picker and pick the dates. And we want to use a range. So we can either have a single period in time or we could have a range. And we will have that. Well, first of all, we want to not include time. Time is not important for this. And so we'll have a fixed time period. So if we go back to our Excel file and we look at the beginning date of the issue date, it is 3/19/2004. And we'll have another fixed date, the end date. If we go back to our Excel file again, the last issue date of our data is 12/15/2023. And then let's go up here and highlight this again so we don't have to go back, and we can just name our picker here, and then we don't have to go back to where we just were to give it a name, and then we can click done. So now we have our date picker. We have permit issue date, and it gives us the range where we can pick dates from. So if we select on that, we'll notice that it starts at that date. So we can do here, and let's see what we can find here. So let's go 2004 to 10. And we hit enter. And nothing happens. It doesn't select any of our variables. The reason for that is we need to create an action. So if we go to configure, we go to actions, and we have to set our filter, and we want to set our action on the residential building permits. And the target is going to be ISS, which is the issue date. And then we say done. So now we can come up here and 2004, let's say, and let's go to 2005. And so for that period of time, you can kind of see, we can zoom in, hard to see the points, we can see the permits that were issued between this period of time. We can make it even smaller, maybe. There might not be a permit issued on the 19th. Enter. There doesn't look like there's a permit that we can see that was issued during that time. Maybe we can change that to 30. Again, it doesn't look like a permit was issued. So we can kind of have to enter these dates, and then here we can see some permits were issued between this time period as well. So that's how we kind of create our date picker. And if we want to just get rid of that, all our dates come back. So that's how we make our date picker.